Wells Motorsports converts another Longhorn customer to their Infiniti chassis brand. Plus, we'll talk good news and bad news for two racetracks, high limit at Grandview tonight, and more. Let's go. It's Tuesday, May 20th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. If you haven't yet gotten a Flow Racing subscription for 2025, this would be a good week to jump in. High Limit tonight, USAC later this week, plus the Show Me 100, the Weikert Memorial coming up at Port Royal, and a whole lot more. You can sign up and help out DIRTRACKR at no additional cost to you by heading over to dirtrackr.com/flowracing. Flow is home to a ton of big dirt racing series and events all season long. Then they've got paved racing, drag stuff, even more motorsports than that. You can explore also an entire world of other sports and events through the other Flow Sports verticals. So dirtrackr.com/flowracing, or you can click the link below in the video description or the Flow Racing links at dirtrackr.com. If you're keeping tabs at home on the dirt late model chassis movement, it looks like Infiniti has picked up another previous Longhorn customer. Cameron Marlar posted a photo to Facebook in recent days showing the Infiniti logo on his car's spoiler. This one feels a bit inevitable with brother Mike having already made the switch. Cameron, though, runs a much smaller schedule, really more regionally. He's only made 7 appearances this season with a best finish of 6th. That came a little over a week ago against the Southern All-Stars at Lake Cumberland. Besides the Marlars, Infiniti's current roster also includes Ryan Gustin, Tyler Bruning, Dylan McCowan, and Tristan Chamberlain, among some other regional guys as well. Wells and Infiniti making some more inroads here with previous Longhorn teams, which makes sense given they used to be a Longhorn dealer. Those connections and relationships can be leveraged while they build out their own brand. Isn't it funny to watch this stuff, though? Infiniti clearly converting some Longhorn guys, but at the same time, we see Bobby Pierce and Ricky Thornton Jr., Jonathan Davenport, and others dominating in Longhorns. It's not like they're having, a down year in terms of performance. And Tim McCreadie looks like a completely different guy now in a Longhorn. It's an interesting illustration of this kind of constant chase for speed. Mike Marlar came hot out of the gate in his new Infiniti, but he's regressed just a bit in recent races. Ryan Gustin, though, with a pair of weekend World of Outlaws top 5s. In recent days, the future for one seemingly abandoned dirt track got a little bit brighter. West Virginia Motor Speedway hasn't hosted any racing since 2023, and the track was listed for sale in October that year. Since then, it sat quiet with just a single social media post in the spring of 2024 announcing there wouldn't be any racing at the track for the season. Back on Thursday, though, came the news that Mike and Becky Hurley have acquired the track and are hoping to host events later this summer. WVMS, which is about 2 hours south and east of Columbus, Ohio, is a bit of a throwback to a different time in dirt racing, given its just absolutely massive size. The big 5/8 mile layout, I think, was likely a major factor, kind of in its more recent demise here. Trying to draw cars and events to a track that's hard on engines and it's hard on cars when you crash is just a tall task. The last Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series event there in 2023 only drew 25 super late models. Knowing that, the Hurleys are planning to add a smaller 3/8 mile layout utilizing part of the front straightaway and the infield. They're going to maintain the bigger track as well, though, in case there is maybe some demand for it. Mike Hurley told a local news outlet that they hope to have the small track finished by the second week of June and for racing to begin in August. They would then plan a full slate of racing for 2026. In its previous iteration under promoter Cody Watson from 2021 to 2023, the track hosted Lucas late models, fast sprint cars, Ironman late models, and AMA flat track motorcycles, among other racing. You can keep up with the progress by finding West Virginia Motor Speedway on Facebook. While it's good news for one West Virginia track, there's not great news for another. Pennsboro Speedway, which saw racing finally return in 2024, has canceled its first event of this season. The Outhouse 25, originally scheduled for this upcoming weekend, was set to feature the XR Super Series and ULMS late models, plus the Ohio Valley SCDRA. According to a recent release, though, no racing will happen because of damage to the facility that occurred during a tough winter, plus construction delays and a wet spring. XR and Pennsboro have 2 more events on the schedule for 2025, a late August, early September 50,000 to win show for late models, and then 75,000 to win for late models in October. It's always good to have a little midweek racing, and tonight it's the Kubota High Limit Sprint Cars in Pennsylvania. They take on Grandview Speedway for the 3rd time in the series history. Things in the championship, they've tightened up pretty significantly in recent races, with Brad Sweet suffering that Lakeside DNF and then finishing outside the top 10 at Ransomville. His lead is down to just 29 points over Tyler Courtney. Remember, the midweek races count towards both the season-long title, but also a separate midweek championship. With just the one race complete so far, the Monday race at Kokomo, Rico Abreu leading that one very early on over Justin Peck and Brad Sweet. These Grandview races, they've been well supported the 2 previous years, and I think this is a stop on the schedule that's going to continue to be a staple for High Limit, kind of alongside Port Royal there in PA. Brent Marks a winner at Grandview with High Limit in 2024, and Rico Abreu won the first race there back in 2023. The pre-entry list has 32 cars on it, with all of the High Limit regulars, along with posse guys. There's a few scattered travelers in there. We're going to see Corey Day back in a second Jason Myers 14 tonight, and Christopher Bell back in the Kreitz 69K. Day already has 2 High Limit wins this season, although he's coming off of a tough Kokomo race. Bell, fresh off that NASCAR All-Star Race win, he's made 5 sprint car starts this season so far. That included 4 nights at DIRTRACKR Nationals with the Outlaws and one of the Texas High Limit races. He's got a win and 2 total top 5 so far. That 69K just had bad luck this season, with both Bell and Pittman in the seat kind of at some of these races outside of their usual area of PA. They're going to certainly be looking for better tonight. This pre-entry list is missing Kyle Larson. He ran the first Grandview show back in 2023, but didn't run last year, and obviously it doesn't look like he's going to run this year either. It's not super surprising given the busy schedule Young Money has at the moment between NASCAR commitments and then another Indy 500 run. I think Marks and Rico probably the 2 favorites going in tonight. I also like Sunshine with his recent history at Grandview and run of good races. I believe he was second at Grandview last season. As a quick sprint car aside, I've been toying with a driver rating system. It's in something I've wanted to do for a while because I think it opens up some interesting and fun avenues for race and driver comparisons. And if it works well, it could really easily be ported over to late models and some of the other series we cover with the analytics section at DIRTRACKR.com. And this one uses a completely different methodology than what you see over at SprintCarRatings.com, for example. I combined all World of Outlaws and High Limit results going back to 2017 and did a first run of the system over the weekend. It shouldn't really come as a surprise that David Gravel, Kyle Larson, Carson Macedo, Brad Sweet, Rico Abreu are the top 5. It might surprise you, though, that the system does have Gravel just slightly ahead of Larson. Maybe this order isn't what you think it would be. We'll talk more about the system in the future, but I wanted to give you just a little bit of a tease today. That's the show for this Tuesday. Don't forget, if you want even more dirt racing content, make sure to follow DIRTRACKR across social media. That means Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and a whole lot more. Wherever you are, so is DIRTRACKR. Hope you guys have a great day out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.